Welcome to Not Exactly Breaking News with myself, AJ Rose. We're going to get straight into it. First half of the podcast, this week's best news stories. The stories you might have missed that still feel relevant. Light-hearted stories, might I add. Second half of the podcast, audience dilemmas. I am going to be solving your dilemmas, your problems, your issues. I got two good ones coming up for you later in the show. So let's get into it. This is the first story I want to discuss. Uber robo-taxis set for London debut after getting minicab licenses. Are we about to see driverless taxis in London? And would you want to get into a driverless taxi? Or are you looking at them thinking, respectfully, nah, that ain't for me. A few things came to mind when I saw this. The first thing that came to mind is this. So they're not fully driverless. These taxis are not fully driverless just yet. The way it's going to work for now is the car is driverless, but there will be a human in the car at all times to double check things don't go wrong. If they want to become fully driverless, they need to obtain a different license. So it's not fully driverless just yet. There's going to be some NPC sitting in the front of this driverless taxi. So you're going to get in the cab and you're going to be like, oh, you've been busy tonight? Because if they've been busy, that's a red flag. The second thing that came to mind is this. What about taxi drivers? What about bossmans that drive Ubers? What about cabbies? What about black cab drivers? A lot of people who look like me, aka Uber drivers, are going to be like, rah, if more taxis are becoming driverless, I might get less work. I might have to phone up the kebab shop and see if they need a hand. I'm sure the shisha lounge looked understaffed when I was in there the other day. Let me pop in a CV. There's going to be people that lose their jobs because of driverless taxis if they become a big thing in London. It could just be a trial thing where they don't fully take off, or it could become the new norm in 5 or 10 years. We don't quite know yet, and they're not fully driverless, but it is something to consider. The third thing I thought of was road rage. You know, like when humans have road rage, they just insult each other using human language. How can you insult a driverless car? What are you going to say? The driverless car does something you don't like. What are you going to say? Get better software, you... And then you're going to be like, rah, I don't actually know how to cuss a robot. I need a whole new dictionary of road rage terms to navigate these scenarios. So lots to ponder with driverless taxis. Will they become a thing that's here to stay? It remains to be seen. The second story that caught my eye is this. The government are cracking down on fake discounts. You know those shops that say everything must go? Well, obviously everything must go. Who creates a shop and thinks, actually, I don't mind if we only sell 17% of the stock. I mean, if we have to keep the other 83%, no big deal. Obviously, everything must go. My favorite one is this one. You know where it goes? Closing down sale. Some shops have been closing down for 7 years. There's been at least 2 World Cups and the Euros in the whole time. Certain sofa shops I walk past all the time have been closing down. Some of them been closing down for too long. Like, which one is it? Are you in business or are you closing down? Let us know. I do think though some shops are cheeky, because if you walk into a shop and it says, discount, previously was £9.99, reduced from £20, we don't know if that was ever priced at £20, but because we see it as a reduction or a discount, we're going to be like, that's good value. It could have just cost £9.99 the whole time, but these shops make it look like, we've made this expensive thing a little bit cheaper for you. Do you want to buy it? So I hear it. I don't know how useful this crackdown will turn out to be, because I'm sure these shops and businesses, if they get banned from using one set of tricks, they will find another set of tricks to play these games still. So how effective it turns out to be remains to be seen, but I like the intention of it. All right, let's get into quick takes. I'm going to give you a few quick one-liners about this week's weirdest stories. Driverless taxis are coming to London, but they'll initially have a safety driver who hopefully never has to intervene. Finally, a job where your boss says, I'm expecting to see less from you this year. The government is cracking down on shops using fake everything must go sales, which seems a bit harsh because that is literally how shops work. First half of the podcast done and dusted. Now it's time for some audience dilemmas. Thanks to everyone who sent them in this week. If you want to send them in for next week's episode, get in touch and I will be dissecting the very best ones right here on this podcast. The first dilemma we have this week is this. My friend keeps using the term, no worries if not. It's getting annoying. I feel like there are 2 ways you can use the term, no worries if not. The first way is when it comes from a place of anxiety, where you're not sure how your request is going to land. So you want to chuck a little safety net in. Oh, do you want to give me a lift to the airport at 5 a.m.? No worries if not. You know it's a bit cheeky and you're worried they might look at it and think, what the hell? So you chuck in a little something to soften the blow. The second way you can use that term is almost sarcastically. Do you want to lend me a tenner? No worries if not. You're expecting that person to do the thing you've asked them to do, and you're reinforcing that belief by saying, no worries if not. If your friend is using it the second way, in the sarcastic way where they expect stuff, I hear it. It's a bit of a problem. But if it's coming from a place of anxiety, then I'm not mad at it. No worries if not. It's a pretty decent saying. It's like this is the two ways you can say no worries if not. I'd love for you to send me some dilemmas for the podcast. No worries if not. Send me dilemmas for the podcast. No worries if not. You seeing it? That example there shows you. So if your friend said it like the first way, then I'm more with your friend's side. But if they said it in the second way, where it's a bit hostile, a bit annoying. The final dilemma we have is this. Birthday meals are getting way too expensive. I hear it. I actually hear this one, especially as you get into your 30s. For some reason, people like going to all these fancy restaurants, £70 a head. It's mostly the steak restaurants. Any restaurant that sells steak, you can expect a bill of £50 and above. You know, when the waiter comes round and they're like, oh, what would you like? Would you like to see our wine list? And I'm like, nah, show me the tap water list. Tap water with ice, tap water with a slice of lemon, tap water with a slice of lemon and lime. Show me those options. Don't show me the wine list, because some of these meals are getting too expensive. The waiter comes round and he's like, oh, would you like some more chips? And I'm like, I'll have one chip. One chip is in my budget, not a whole portion. So I hear it. Some of these birthday meals are becoming too expensive. In isolation, an expensive birthday meal isn't the end of the world. But if you're caught up in a cycle of always paying £70, £80 every time someone wants to celebrate their birthdays, you might have to start working from home. You may have to start WFH when you get these invites. For my birthday a few months ago, I went to this place called Chicken Assenheim's. Banging. Good meal, good food, a lot of food, and you get a drink, £20 to £25 each. We're not out here splashing £75 for no reason. Sometimes I don't mind paying that, but see me, I get excited by bargains and good food at low prices. That is what excites me, innit? I'm not as excited by expensive food and all of that kind of stuff as I am by finding good food at a cheap price. But that's just me. Birthday meals, they are getting a bit more expensive. So yeah, fair point. Before I go, just want to say big up everyone for listening. Big up everyone for sending in an audience dilemma. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're on the podcast platforms, please give it a 5-star review. If you want to come to my live stand-up show, got my longest show yet coming up at Top Secret Comedy Club. Tickets in the Instagram bio. Go check that out. Big up everyone for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I will see you right back here next week in a bit.